My name's Steve Parkinson. I'm the Business Director at the Vale Federation of Schools. A single supplier for any organisation, especially schools, I think has so many unbelievable benefits that actually a lot of which you won't realise when you're first at the point of analysing should you or shouldn't do. When deciding which way to move forward to try and see if we could overcome the challenges, we evaluated a number of software providers, and these covered all the elements that Access cover. What we found quite quickly was there was very few providers that actually offered all of the solutions under one roof, i.e. all of the different softwares integrated. And by that what I mean is HR integrated with finance, integrated with budget, integrated with recruitment and so on. There were very few of those that could actually do that. What we were trying to avoid was using software providers where they'd done what's called API links with other software providers, so there's a bit of a link up, but it was still not the same as being fully integrated. So that came apparent quite quickly, which narrowed down the list for us of who actually would be able to move forward. Access stood out from day one. The reason why they stood out is because they were extremely comprehensive in the information they provided. We had a lot of people from Access speaking to us, liaising with us, presenting to us all of the aspects of the software. And they were never shy in answering every single one of our questions, no matter how silly, stupid or basic. They did actually answer every single one of them. So we were left with a high level of confidence every time we spoke with Access, which wasn't quite replicated when we spoke with other software providers. Where we encountered challenges previously with duplication of entry and double entry into different systems, adopting Access clearly delivered an unbelievable solution for this for us. There was no more duplication of entry, which streamlined all of the operations considerably. And that was across different departments, which actually was the greatest benefit for us. So whilst you were doing an update and entry for something in HR people that was relevant to the pay or the financial side of things, it was directly moved into the finance and the budgeting modules, so therefore not requiring any further financial interaction at all. That was a huge benefit for us. The other part was having everything in one place with everybody being able to go into the Access system and be able to access every element. It enabled then a reduction in time spans and people power that we needed to be able to complete the tasks before us. One of the benefits most of the departments would say is stuff that used to take ages to get done or capacity that was bulging at the seams. Now, whilst everyone's still busy, it's not to those drastic levels because it's become more efficient in the way the items and the data's processed. So when we were assessing all of the different software providers, and Access obviously included, we were assessing the cost benefits from day one to ascertain would there be a saving here. Right from day one it was yes. What we didn't realise was the cost savings became even greater actually upon implementation and as we were actually using the systems. And the cost savings were to do with man hours, but also with regards to the subscriptions that we were having to pay for peripheral items associated with some of the other softwares that we were using that we no longer needed either. And that's something we hadn't considered right at the outset. So the savings started from day one, but actually increased as we further used the modules and actually utilised the software solutions to their full extent. I would most certainly recommend Access education software. Firstly, because the modules are actually very comprehensive. And what I like as well, being in the education sector, so many of the elements and fields that you're filling in refer to education jargon. So it's easy for a user to understand the terminology that's used there because it's the terminology that's frequently used within the sector. Secondly, the way it's integrated across all the different modules from finance through then obviously at the same time to doing HR, again, unbelievable. It makes life much, much, much better and more efficient. Thirdly, on top of that, I would have to say the support from Access has been second to none. Not just about when something's gone wrong or something's not working correctly, but when we're feeling a bit naive and we're not too sure where to go and what to do, they're always on hand to point us in the right direction and also welcome feedback of if something could ever be improved. We've seen many instances where we've given feedback and they've actually acted upon it. Not sure we could say the same thing about some of our other previous software providers.